Literally just gave three lectures like this past spring at the colleges.
Nice.
Um,
Excellent.
yeah, some specifically to pitch AS&P. Kids, if you're still in school, get your AS&P membership while you have student rates. Their current student rate is $25 a year, which is insane. It was like 130 when I started, I think, or somewhere about that. But it's the price of a pizza, and you can get all the access to the industry group that you need. Um, it's really about continuing to look forward to learn as you grow, to continue to maintain and build your network. It is hard these days. Like as soon as I get a client, that does not necessarily mean that they hire me every year, let alone every quarter. Like it's about finding the right people to work with, finding the right support system. You don't have to know everything, but you have to know how to ask the right questions and find support where you need it. And then once you find a client, it's about maintaining that relationship too to make them come back, but knowing that they're not necessarily going to come back right away, and you have to constantly be still searching and growing. It's about finding what you like to shoot. It's about building a portfolio around what you want to get hired for. Like all these things we hear, or I heard all the time starting out that I didn't really believe. But now that I'm here, it's like, no, it's all very true. It's about community. It's about staying in touch. It's about the people behind the project. And then, yeah, showing the work you want to get hired for, shooting collaborations and portfolio projects like self-assigned to help build your portfolio. I've got a list of portfolio projects I need to shoot, self-assigned work that I just, sometimes you forget and you're too busy paying bills, but just continuing to stay creative that way and shooting more of what you want. It's invaluable, really. There's just so much that it can pay off in the future for sure.
Awesome. You've shared a lot about pricing and negotiating, and licensing. Any like pro tip snippets for the new folks?
Right. Yeah, like I said, my biggest tip is just to educate about how people around you are pricing your industry. And sometimes it's pricing that may have worked in the past, but really what the market will bear is king at the end of the day. Like, even though people have charged something in the past, or you want to charge something, if you are not ever getting clients to pay that, the market will no longer bear it, and you have to adjust accordingly. Adapt or die really is very true to that. But also know that when you're negotiating, you don't have to be a doormat. There are ways to communicate to clients factually and like empathetically about their position while also maintaining your own position. And if you're going to make concessions, know what you're giving up. Do it on your terms, and that's really all you can hope for. And hopefully you just find the right people that you like to work for. I mean, I personally, there are people who will take any and all projects, and it's about paying bills, and that's totally fine. That is their prerogative. But for me, I want to find the clients that I want to work for repeatedly, and really nurturing those relationships for me goes a long way. I think there was one thing that I heard. I think it was at an ASMP seminar shortly after I graduated. So it was one of my first few events. And I forget exactly who it was, but it was, I think, a panel discussion. And one photographer said, you have to start thinking of other photographers in the industry as your peers and not your competition. And it was a huge mind shift for me, where it does, because we are all, a lot of us, solo entrepreneurs in this. We are all small businesses, and we feel like we're constantly competing against each other. A lot of other creatives are really in the same boat, and it's just everyone's fighting the same struggles. And the more we communicate and like kind of support each other, the further we'll all go in the end. So you're not necessarily fighting for bids, you're supporting each other, whether you get the bid or your competition really gets the bid. It's only going to benefit everyone in the end if we're all supporting each other. So yeah, peers, not competitors. That's my favorite.